Alright, what is up guys? Today we're putting a crash bar on the Eclipse. I mentioned a couple times before that this thing didn't have a crash bar or anything. Somebody had removed it. These old mounts were still in here, but the actual, I'm assuming it's probably plastic, or maybe it's just that real thin steel stuff, but it wasn't there. It was completely missing from the car. They slide in like that. There's two bolts that go in from the bottom that attach these. So I got the plastic bumper off, which is just held in by zip ties. Probably not going to put it back on. I'm just going to leave it ugly with no plastic bumper, but I'm going to save it just in case the cops give me a hard time. Even though it will have a bumper made of steel on there, they might still get pissy because it's not OEM. So I'm going to hang on to it just in case. But I don't want to have just a zip-tied bumper on there just in case it decides to fly off or something. I don't want it to go and like damage somebody else's car or, you know, cause other issues. So I just got done cleaning this steel, and I got this piece cut to the appropriate length for like the middle, because the plan is to take these mounts and cut these tabs off of them and then clean this up and weld directly to here. And then I'm going to take this piece, cut it at an angle in half, and then weld it to the outside so it's kind of curved like the rest of the car. And then that'll be it. So the first thing I got to do is cut these tabs off so it's just a plain mount. And then I got to clean it up, and then I'm going to bolt these back in. I'm going to weld this longer piece on, and while these are mocked up on the car, just tack it on, take it off, finish welding it, and then get this piece cut, get it welded on, and then paint it, and then we'll be done. Alright, so I got those tabs all cut off. I cut the sides and just broke the tops off, which is why they're still there. I'm not worried about them, I'm just going to leave them there. And I got all the paint ground off, so now I'm ready to bolt these back into the car. Just slide them in and bolt them into place, like that. And then I'm going to hold this steel bar up and tack it in a couple spots. Take it off, finish welding it, and then we'll go and cut that piece to whatever angle it needs to be at and use that for the sides. Paint it, bolt it back up. Alright, so I got the welds done mounting this first bar. They looked like crap in a few spots because the metal didn't want to cooperate and the welder didn't want to cooperate either. But they hold fine, so now I'm ready to cut this. What'll be nice is I'm going to cut it like dead in the center at probably almost like a 30-degree angle, and that'll guarantee that both pieces are angled the same, and I'm just going to weld them going back. I'm going to try to follow the angle of this mount, but we'll see how that works. And once that is done being welded, I'll clean it up a little bit and then we'll paint it, and this entire crash bar will be finished. Burning the fuck out of my arm. Alright, so the crash bar is now done. It just needs painted. We test fitted on the car once and it fits good, so I'm just going to start painting it, and then we'll be able to bolt it back up onto the car and then show you guys what it looks like finished. Alright, so the bumper is completely done. It is painted. It is just drying. After it dries for a little bit, we'll go bolt it up to the car and we'll be done. This whole thing wasn't too hard to build. It was pretty straightforward. I just had this steel laying around and this thing needed a crash bar. Like I said, not going to put the plastic bumper back on there unless the police give me a hard time for not having it, which hopefully they won't. And now the car is safe and have something to mount my intercooler to when this thing gets boosted. So I'm gonna let this thing dry. I'm gonna go put stuff away and we'll get this thing put on and show you guys the end result. Alright guys, so it's next day. Now we have some daylight and I can show you the end result of the crash bar. So here it is. Just this morning right after I woke up, I went in and I cut probably about this much off of this crash bar. It was way too wide, it stuck out way too far, and it looked kind of ridiculous. So I cut it and I painted the ends off, painted the inside of the pipe, and it looks pretty good. There's some runs and shit in the paint, there's chips right there, but I'm not really all that worried about it. This thing isn't going to look pretty anyway because it's got all my shitty welds on it and stuff. But this thing will definitely do at least as good as the stock crash bar would have done. And it doesn't look too bad. Plus, this will give me a really good place to mount the intercooler when this thing is boosted, because with nothing up here, there was literally nowhere to mount this. And I also now have way more airflow through the radiator, which is kind of important because right now I don't have any radiator fans working at all. Like, they're there, but they don't work, and I haven't figured out why. That's one of the last few kinks I haven't worked out of this car yet. But I usually, as long as I can keep it moving steady, even if I'm in traffic, as long as we're moving regularly, I can keep this thing from overheating. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. Kind of an interesting look to it. It's definitely not the prettiest, but it's kind of a cool, unique look, I guess. It looks very drift car to me, which is funny because it's front wheel drive. But when it's got the intercooler up there and everything, and it's actually fast, I think it'll look pretty cool. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. This video series is part of like our little collab with 802 Garage. I forgot to mention it in the last couple of parts or the last couple of videos I've made working on this car. So if you haven't gone and subscribed to 802 Garage already, I'll have the link to his channel in the description so you can go check him out and see what he's doing with his GSX. I've got the GS, he's got the GSX. I went over it in the reveal video for this car, and he also did as well in his reveal. So make sure to go check him out. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more, and I will see you guys later.